Sticking with rugby politics, interestingly, Rassie Erasmus, I see, has pulled out of the Springbok coaching race, and many saying or believing that he was the front runner. So that puts a whole new spin on things. Alistair Coetzee supposedly out. Nick Mallet has taken himself out. So who is going to be the next Bok coach?
That's the million-dollar question. I honestly don't know. I've still got a funny feeling it's going to be Alistair Coetzee. I think he's going to be talked into, please come save us. One of those situations. But Rassie, apparently, not interested in the job. Maybe he knows something we don't. I heard that the coach is now only going to be named sometime in April, which leaves us sort of 2 months before the Irish arrive. So certainly not ideal from that point of view. But apparently Alistair Coetzee is in South Africa at the moment, the Japanese season having finished. I'm sure somebody at SARU, once they sort out the politics between Oregon Hoskins, Yuri Roo, somebody will get on the phone to him and plead with him to maybe sign on the dotted line, because it seems like he's going to be now the only real candidate after Rassie pulled out. Nick Mallet, like you say, he was quoted this weekend as saying he wasn't even interested in being a selector. He believed that the coach, assistant coaches, captain should be the only selectors, not sort of some outside panel picking the team. So he sort of completely ruled himself out. So it looks like it could be Alistair Coetzee, unless Rob knows something. I don't know, but
I'm afraid.
not ideal at all. You'd think you look at the Springboks, second, third in the world rankings. It should be a plum job to take over, but just apparently not. Everyone's ducking and diving, heading for other jobs, accepting I'd say smaller coaching roles around the world. But Springboks sort of a poison chalice, something you don't want to go and touch. And you think with a top coach in charge, the Springboks could be really, really tough to beat. Not only on end of year tours in rugby championships, and certainly heading into the Rugby World Cup in 2019 in Japan.
Rob, if it's not Alistair Coetzee, who?
Well, I mean,
who would be your sort of front runner?
Of course, there was a lot of talk about John Mitchell and various people at one stage. John Mitchell, of course, then became favourite also to be the Stormers coach, and then, of course, that was sort of vetoed at a high level in the boardrooms at Western Province, and he toddled off to another continent, which was a great shame, actually, because I think Mitchell brings some quite interesting
and then
ideas
he just
to the
lost
party.
to Brazil.
Yes, I know. So a bit of a rocky start there. Maybe we should get the Brazilian coach, whoever that may be, to do the Springboks. But no, it's got to be a massive concern. I mean, South Africa is supposed to be. They are the World Cup bronze medalists. They are, sort of technically a top 3 power in the world. Yet really scrambling to find a coach. Look, it's not all is lost, because Alistair Coetzee has got lots of experience. I think if he just is prepared to sort of compromise a little bit on the sort of fairly conservative rugby strategy that he plays, he could still be quite an effective Springbok coach. He's got lots of merits. He's gained a little bit more experience going to Japan. He's been on the Super Rugby and Currie Cup landscape for donkey's years. So there are certain good qualities that Alistair would bring. He's comfortable with media, PR, etc., etc. So if they were to get him, and I know there'll be a lot of giggles about he was the last man standing sort of thing, if that is the situation. But
he was the favourite from the outset.
Exactly. And at one stage I was hearing...
whole guessing game began.
Yeah, I mean, I was hearing strong rumours that he was going to be installed before Christmas at one stage. But in SARU, nothing's ever straightforward.
Yeah.
And perhaps things still won't be straightforward. Maybe suddenly from left field something will arrive. But I don't think so. And I agree with Garen. I think perhaps Alistair Coetzee is eventually going to be pushed, whether it's kicking and screaming or not, will be pushed into the saddle.